going. This is the funny part where Justin walks into the frame.
We're gonna cut this out later anyway. Oh my god. Oh my god. What?
It's nostalgic.
Yeah, you're nostalgic. Your mom's nostalgic.
All right.
So this also assumes that people watched the previous video.
Yeah, there's like 3 people. One of them still to swim.
Yeah, pretty much.
So welcome back to Nerd Couch.
It's been a really long time, mainly for the fact that we moved.
Yeah, new place, same old couch.
Same couch, new house.
Same nerds.
Same nerds. Same couch, same time, which is whatever you want because this is YouTube. And we've been doing a bunch of crap. We hosted our first Thanksgiving, and everything has been crazy. So we've been away for a little while. If you subscribe, thanks for looking at this video. If you haven't subscribed, fucking subscribe.
2 subsibers.
The 2 subscribers we have.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta start somewhere. We're gonna try and make this a weekly thing, and I hope you guys will tune in for it with us.
The videos are gonna get better. We're gonna learn a whole bunch of video editing. We're gonna have a bunch of titles and flashy effects. We're gonna have Snoop Dogg gifs. We're gonna have explosions, tons of explosions. Michael Bay, eat your heart out. I'm
gonna do that really annoying parallax shot he always does.
Yeah.
Angelo's gonna say some shit like, "Shit just got real," and then I'm gonna just shoot a shot around him like that.
We're gonna shake the screen. We're gonna shake the screen. In fact, Justin's going to make the screen shake when I say shake the screen there.
Anyway, getting back to what we're actually here about.
I'm gonna be really disappointed if the screen doesn't shake.
You know what? Fuck you. So we're here to talk about 2 brand new TellTale Games. One is Tales from the Borderlands. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
No.
Okay.
Tales from the Borderlands, and we've got a really exclusive scoop because Angelo is a games journalist. We got the scoop on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
TellTale Games.
You are going to get this as soon as the embargo date comes up, which is Monday night at midnight.
So we're gonna put this up pretty much as soon as we possibly can.
Probably with review a Game of Thrones right in the title, so people are like, I need
click on that, yes.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna be like, oh my god, why are they talking about Michael Bay and how they've been gone? Who the fuck are these assholes?
And then no one will watch us again.
Yeah. So tell us, we can get to the Tales of Borderlands in a second, but I think people really want to hear about Game of Thrones.
So Game of Thrones, Justin hasn't played a Game of Thrones. I have. By the time this goes
Embargo!
By the time this goes up, when he gets a chance to play it, he'll probably do like a quick 2-minute his own impression video.
Not enough murder!
It's really interesting. First of all, spoilers. There's no way...
So many spoilers, too.
No way to talk about this game without spoilers. No way whatsoever.
If you have not finished the third
season of the show,
Game of Thrones, don't watch or listen
and
to
it is based on the show, for people who have read the book but not seen the show. So I get this message from TellTale Games, and they go, just let you know, you should be current, but at least up to Season 3, or else this will be very big spoilers. And I'm like, well, that's weird. How could it be that bad? And I boot up the game, and the very first thing that comes up on the screen is the Red Wedding. And I'm like, oh.
Yep, that thing.
And
everyone's favorite major family side.
And so you are actually playing... The main character in this game is a whole house, House Forrester. They control the Ironwood trees in Ironrath, and they were the loyal bannermen to the Starks.
Which is always a great position to be in.
Yeah.
It's always wise to support the Starks in the Game of Thrones.
And for those of you who know what the Red Wedding is, the Starks ain't doing so hot.
The Red Wedding is proof that the Forresters chose a winner.
Yeah. And so, basically your house is screwed. You start playing as this character, he's a squire, Garrett Tuttle, and you're all camped out.
Nothing good ever happens to squires in a Game of Thrones.
Well, what's really interesting is you're all camped out and blah, 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 and it's TellTale Games. You're all talking with each other, and there's dialogue options, and they say the game is tailored to how you play, and people will remember that, and so on and so forth, as TellTale Games does. And then everyone starts getting slaughtered, because the Red Wedding. And so...
We should send faux threatening messages to TellTale Games, like your players will remember
that. Yeah. And so, for the first part, the game follows you as a squire. And you're trying to, survive this mass slaughter and just trying to get back to the Lords of House Forrester. But then the game switches. The game switches viewpoints several times during the game.
So you play multiple characters.
You play multiple characters. You will play 6 characters over the course of the whole game experience.
What's the gender split on those?
Well, you only play 3 in the first one.
Oh, but there's going to be 6 overall.
But there's going to be 6 overall. I don't know.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, I don't know who. No, they didn't, because they probably got it from IGN first. But
well, fuck IGN. No, we love you, IGN. Please sponsor us.
But the gender split is actually 2-1. There's Garrett Tuttle, who is the squire. There's Ethan Forrester, which is like this young teenage third-born son of the Forrester house, who is now the lord of the Forrester house. Cause spoilers, everyone fucking dies. It's Game of Thrones. And you play as...
You never want to be the firstborn son in Game of Thrones. You want to be like the third or the fourthborn son that everyone just forgets about. Then you might inherit something, or maybe just avoid dying.
And then there's Mira Forrester, who is the handmaiden to Marjorie... What's her last name? Marjorie what's her last name? What's Marjorie's last name?
She was married to Renly for a little while, so Baratheon.
No.
But then she was married to Joffrey. I forgot the name.
Anyway, so is the
We're not real fans!
I'm a decent fan. There's just so many names in this
That fucking book series drove the fuck off the cliff.
A game of names. A game of names. No, so she's Marjorie's handmaiden, and she is in King's Landing. And so the 3 perspectives you have are of Garrett, who is eventually sent to the wall.
Rough.
Rough. So you have Garrett, who's going to the wall. Ethan, who is in Ironrath, the Forrester stronghold, trying to deal with the fact that basically people are coming for their comeuppance. Right? Ramsay Snow is coming for like the house's comeuppance, and Mira, who is trying to do political stuff in King's Landing. And what's really interesting about this is that for those of you who have played Telltale's previous games, like The Walking Dead or The Wolf Among Us, it always kind of feels like the protagonists are having one really bad day because they have to do point-and-clicky puzzles and then talk to a lot of people and have personal relationships happen, and then they have to chase a car or fight off a zombie, and then they have to do more talking, and then more zombie chasing,
and then I choose who lives and dies. Do I throw a brick at Larry's head or don't I?
And so, in those games, there was one character doing all these sorts of gameplay, but in a Game of Thrones, they were very intelligent to split up the gameplay based on the character that you're playing. So Garrett, who, is now carrying the dead Lord Forrester's sword and trying to get news out to his house, and trust me, I'm not even spoiling like
first 5 minutes.
Like first 5 minutes, yeah. Who's doing that is a lot of the action, quick-timey, make a decision in like 3 seconds, figure out who lives and dies sort of stuff. Ethan is a lot slower. Ethan is all about strategizing, figuring out where the future of House Forrester is going to go, figuring out who you are going to ally with, whether or not you're going to stand and fight, or whether or not you're going to bend to the knee and, ask for mercy and so on and so forth. That's very political, and there's a lot of the choice-based gameplay there. But Ethan never really sees combat. He walks around, he talks to people, he never sees combat. And then there's Mira, and Mira doesn't walk around or see combat or anything. Mira is just straight up dialogue, straight up politics, 100%. She talks to Cersei Lannister and
Cersei Lannister,
and Marjorie and other handmaidens and Tyrion Lannister, and goddammit Peter Dinklage. The whole HBO cast is here.
So it's all voiced by the HBO
voiced
cast.
by the HBO cast.
So it's the continuity and world of the HBO show, not of the books.
Not of the books.
Okay.
And it is running alongside the HBO show, and the events of the HBO show actually do come into play.
So this is basically like Game of Thrones, House of Forrester Gaiden.
So, yeah, a little bit.
Gaiden means side story in
Gaiden
Japanese.
means side story, yeah.
So Ninja Gaiden was actually Ninja side story. What was the real story? Who the fuck knows?
So you're going to see a lot of like familiar faces. There's actually 2 faces that also show up in the game, but weren't characters yet. They're going to show up in later episodes that I can't tell you, but you'll see when you play the game, and you could probably guess.
I just want to see the Hound.
Fair. But it's really interesting.
So should they buy it?
That's actually a complicated question. I'm going to tell you why. If you've only read the books, you'll be a little bit lost. If you're not current on the show, you're going to be a little bit lost.
Okay, I am not current on the show. I am halfway through Feast of Crows on the books.
If you haven't read it or seen it at all, you're going to be very lost. But the game does do a good job of giving you a codex and sort of trying to walk you in and sort of be like, you could still enjoy it even if you don't really know what's going on, and because you really care about the Foresters, and the Foresters, it's House Forrester Gaiden. Even if you don't know who Marjorie is, or don't know who Cersei Lannister is, or don't know who Ramsay Snow is, or who Roose Bolton is, or any of that, you still enjoy it because there are still these characters you're getting attached to. I would recommend it, definitely for $5 just to try it out. I would jump in and just get the season pass.
And you could buy episode 1 for $5 and all 6 episodes for $25.
25, I think. Yeah.
Which is interesting because in the past it's been 5 episodes, $5 a piece. Buy the season pass for $25. So this is almost like buy 5 episodes, get an episode.
I might be wrong. They might be doing it for $30, but then again, I think there's a pre-order thing going on right now.
That's possible as well.
So,
so get it on your Steam sale, get it on Xbox, get it on PlayStation. Is it on Xbox?
It's on Xbox One. Blah blah blah.
So it's on everything.
It's on everything except the Wii U.
So there's no excuse for not playing it.
It's good. I like the new graphics. The graphics are actually more realistic, which actually works for it. The UI is much improved over past user interfaces, which I really like. Overall, it is a pleasure to play. I won't say that I went, oh my god, like I did during the finale of The Walking Dead Season 2. Fans of TellTale Games, fans of Game of Thrones, fans of fantasy in general, it's a really, really good buy. And this will probably be spliced in awkwardly because we're not sure we need a timer. But
my camera is a Canon 60D, which stops recording every 12 minutes. Good times!
We'll figure this out eventually. Eventually we'll be the new Game Grumps.